All right, check it out. We are here at the Hope Project offices in Lakeland, Florida, and we're getting ready to do a little core value chat. And Megan is actually kind of like our featured guest today.
Wow.
All right, because what we're talking about is right in her wheelhouse. It's your spot, okay? And last week I made a statement in our core value chat. I said Hope Project has 4 core values and kind of a 5th. You remember that?
Yeah.
And what I said was kind of a sub-core value under commitment to excellence was attention to detail. I've rethought that. Okay, I actually think that attention to detail is the foundation for the rest of the core values. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like, we can't have any other core value unless we're taking time to pay attention to details.
Right.
So before we have a core value chat specifically about a core value, we're just going to talk details, attention to detail. And now everyone at Hope Project has a lot of details to keep track of, right? But Megan, you probably have like the widest variety of details.
Right.
Would you agree with that?
Yeah, absolutely, 100%.
It's across the board. It's tiny little things over here to massive things over here, and you're the one that's in charge of it.
Right.
And so today we're going to talk about 3 things. We're going to talk about how we pay attention to details in our calendar, how we pay attention to details in one of our filing systems, and that is team trips, international trips. And then the last one is how we pay attention to detail in our written communication, whether that's emails or our online presence with social media and things like that. So you ready?
Yeah.
First thing we're going to talk about is the calendar. Okay, and this is Megan's domain right here. Okay, where the camera is sitting is Megan's desk.
Right.
And right next to her, your desk, is 2 giant calendars.
Right.
Tell me about these calendars.
So it's 2017 and 2018 calendar. We haven't taken down the 2017 calendar yet.
Right.
And a 2019 calendar, we'll replace it as soon as we can.
So you like to have 2 calendars.
I like to be looking at 2 years.
2 years, okay?
All the time.
All the time.
If not, I like to have 2 years on the wall.
Right.
But I think in terms of like 3 to 5 years.
Right, okay.
So, but I schedule out 2 years.
All right, so you're paying attention to details 2 years out, always.
Or more.
Or more, okay.
Yeah.
And so what do we got here?
And so, 2018 calendar right here, we don't put every little like scheduling meeting we have on it. We put highlights, so large trips. So we have all of our international team trips. We have conferences we're going to. We have deadlines, payment deadlines for people on here. We have weeks that we want to take vacation so that we don't accidentally schedule something during that time.
Okay.
Things like that. So that's what that calendar is. It's a big picture of our overall arching schedule for the year.
Right, and it's a pretty amazing calendar. What is this?
It's called New Year. It's a New Year calendar, NEU year.net.
Okay.
And way they lay out the calendar, there's no breaks in between months. So see how May ends on a Thursday here, then June 1st is on a Friday. There's no break in that. So that helps us when we're planning, because we plan out typically week-long events, and so that helps us be able to visualize it.
It's a seamless calendar. It's called newyear.net.
Yep.
All right, we're going to drop a link to that in the description of this video so you can check them out.
And they've been super great with me. They've printed me custom calendars before. And
yep. And so, yeah, I'm thinking, how do you even get a calendar for 2019, 2020 at this point?
Right.
But you've had personal interaction
with the owner.
With the owner.
And in the past, they've been able to.
They've been able to do it.
Yeah.
So instead of just saying, man, I can't find a calendar, Megan said, I need a calendar. I'm getting a calendar. I'm reaching out to the man who made this calendar and seeing what I can get.
And it's a small business, and so it makes it easier and more personable, and so. Yeah.
So we got our calendar up there. I've seen different ones too. They have landscape.
Yeah, they have different size wall calendars, and then they have like a weekly portfolio calendar that they print, and so.
Good stuff.
Yeah, they have different a few different items.
I think the first ever Hope Project calendar was like in 2015.
And it was like 3 by 5.
It was, it was huge.
Feet, 3 by 5 feet.
3 by 5 feet, and it was white erase, wasn't it?
They do some white erase.
And so it was a great calendar, great way to keep track of dates, details, things like that. Megan, you're all about the calendar. Any final thoughts on the calendar before we move on?
Do it.
Do it. Get a calendar and start putting stuff on it and keep track of the details, okay? Next thing is this right here. Now, this is like a filing folder.
Yeah, it's like a medical folder.
All right, here's the deal. If you've ever been on a trip with Hope Project International, your application, your flight information, your travel health insurance, your t-shirt size, any special notes we had to make about you in the office went in a calendar like this.
A folder.
A folder like this, yes.
So we have a certain filing system just because we have a lot of details and things that we need to keep track of, that we have everyone's application and flight information and all of that in this folder. But then there's also a subfolder in this folder that has all of that information in it as well. And this subfolder stays in the office because we want someone in the United States to have access to that information easily. So every trip folder gets Every document gets printed 3 different times.
Okay, so we need the details.
Yeah.
But other people on our team need the details.
Right.
And then people that maybe aren't even on the team, if the team isn't here, needs the details, right?
Right.
Okay.
So there's the master folder that goes with whoever's leading the trip, which is usually me or you, or whoever's leading.
Yep.
Then there's the subfolder that gets left here in case of emergency. And then there's all of that is mostly usually a receipt. So airfare, travel health insurance, all of that is a receipt that needs to be filed with our bookkeeper.
Yes. Now we didn't always have this, did we?
No, we usually just have one.
Used to be like one folder that had 5 folders in it. How did you find this? What do you like about it? Why is it better than that? What is this?
I don't even know how I found it.
Okay.
But it just has these brackets in it. We have a 2-hole punch, and we put
info and sections.
Yeah. So like applications will go to a certain place. All the airline information will go in one place. All of the travel health insurance will go in one bracket.
Yep.
And so it's really easy for me to flip it open at any moment and find what I need to find.
Absolutely. And this right here is March 2018 open trip.
We're actually adding an application to that.
Right now, I was just going to say.
We had someone sign up for our March trip today.
I opened it up. There's a sticky note in here from Bill Hatley, who's leading this trip. If you're going with him. And he signed someone up for the trip today.
Yep.
They paid their money. They're getting their plane ticket.
Yep.
They're joining the team just a couple weeks out.
Yep.
So that's exciting.
We don't like to do it that way.
We don't.
Sign up early.
Sign up now for the trip in October so we don't have to do this, right?
Right.
Right. But attention to detail. Another thing about this is we don't keep all these details forever, okay? Well, after this trip, this stuff will get filed. You'll get filed digitally in a safe place, and then it will be shredded. It's gone. If you're paying attention to detail, you have to be very careful with other people's details.
Right.
Very important stuff. And so we're going to move on from that. Last thing we're going to talk about is our written communication. All right, so Hope Project, in our core values, we talk about communication that we put out, group communication, online presence, social media, things like that. The first thing is this: we have kind of like a 2 sets of eyes rule.
Yeah.
If there's going to be a group message that goes out, it's got to have 2 sets of eyes on it.
And that rule is because of me.
That's not because of Megan.
I am terrible with typos.
Yeah, but for example, today, Bill Hatley was in the office. He was sending out some messages to a couple teams that are getting ready to go to Nicaragua in March. He crafted the messages. He made them look the best he could. He picked out the best picture. He had it all set up. And then he texted me and said, I've got a message that's all queued up. Can you look at it and let me know? Pulled out my phone, pulled out the app, looked at his message, gave him the thumbs up, and he's going to send that message out. And so that's one way we do it. Megan, it's not because of you.
I have a lot of typos.
Megan was finding a lot of typos, and when you're paying attention to details, you don't want a ton of typos in what you're putting out there to the world about your organization.
Right.
But you found a cool tool.
Yeah, it's called Grammarly. It's a tool that you can use that checks your grammar for you, that tells you if you need a comma or different pluralization. There have been a couple times here and there where they're not correct.
Right.
Where like a pluralization, I was like, oh, I know that what I have is correct. But for the most part, they're a great tool, and it acts as another set of eyes looking at it for things that uncommon grammar situations.
Uncommon grammar, like things need to be hyphenated.
Or comma.
Changing
or
the tense of a word sometimes.
Right.
And I think the coolest thing I like about it is you don't have to take what you're working on into Grammarly, right?
Right.
So if you have Grammarly on your computer or on your phone.
It's a plugin on Chrome.
It's a plugin on Chrome.
Yeah.
Again, we're going to put a link to this in the description of this, but we're just telling you how we keep track of details.
You can add it as a keyboard on your iPhone.
Okay.
And then so as you're like typing things, it will help you.
Yeah, as you're going. You don't have to go to the app. You don't have to go to that. You don't have to be cutting and pasting to check your grammar. Just grab the Grammarly, put it on your computer, put it on your phone, and you're good to go.
Yeah.
And so Megan gave us 3 quick things about attention to detail. I think they're great. Get yourself a calendar. If you got a file, these little systems are great, and get more people involved, and then check out Grammarly. Anything else? Attention to detail? That's it. There's more details that she could share and she may share, and we'll drop them in the description below. Next week will be another core value chat. So if you like this, comment on it, share it, like it, let us know, and also always subscribe so you can catch the next chat. You can catch the next 5 Minutes with Friends coming out this Thursday, but it's all going to be there. Thank you so much for checking us out. I hope you can pay attention to detail and build a strong foundation for your core values.